This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God. Yes. It is what it is. Make America great. Yeah, low prices.
So like this fruit is not going to be able to be harvested because it's too far gone.
That's because on day one of the harvest, about half of their 120-person workforce wasn't there.
Our harvest workforce is primarily immigrants. I would say the majority are from Mexico originally. They are skilled workers who come up every single year. A lot of people have a lot of fear based on their ethnicity, which is an unfortunate thing.
Chandler says the fear over ICE raids isn't just present at his farm, but across many farms like his. For him, it means an unprecedented loss.
So we are in a situation where we're going to have to leave probably 300 to 400 tons of fruit on the tree. It's going to be devastating.
He and his wife are even looking for second jobs to make up for the loss. But on top of those fears, Chandler's wife is from Mexico, and the knowledge that people who look like her and his children don't feel welcome hits close to home.
What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So most MAGA actually voted to make America great again and lower the prices of groceries. But if you look at how things are happening in some states like Florida, farmers are crying out loud for help. Their crops are rotting in the farm because they don't have anyone to pick them. And it's so crazy, guys, because you know what, so many Americans or MAGA supporters were like, we want these immigrants out of our countries because they're taking away our jobs. And I'm now sitting here wondering, why are you not going to pick those crops from the farm? Because you say these immigrants are actually there taking your jobs away or taking jobs away from you guys. Like MAGA are always like, we are going to support you, we are going to help you. But when these farmers are actually coming out here crying out for help, looking for people and begging for people to go and work in their farms, none of you is showing up to go and pick those crops, to go and work in their farms, to go and work in these cattle ranches. None of you is doing that. And it's so crazy that you all voted for this, and this is going to have a direct impact on you, not only the farmers, but also you. Now the prices of groceries and any other produce that you get from these farms is going to skyrocket. Or did you think that you get tomatoes from supermarkets, fruits, veggies? No, they come from the farm. And it's so crazy because most of you that you don't even know where these things come from. You just go and find them at your grocery store and you don't even care where they come from. You don't care about the farmers that actually put in the work, or those workers that you voted so hard for them to be deported. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. Make sure you can check them out and get to see more of their content. And I keep on saying that, remember, hate, racism is expensive, and white privilege doesn't come with survival mechanism. Because what are these farmers gonna do, and what are the American citizens gonna do with all these high prices of groceries that you all were promised that they were gonna be lowered? So crazy, guys. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
So food prices in America are expected to skyrocket anytime soon due to the ongoing mass deportation. Now that's because most of these workers on these farms are mostly immigrants, and because they don't have documents, most of them are scared to come to work. They might get caught and deported, so the crops on these farms are being left alone. Most of them have started rotting.
So this morning I wake up to find out that 75% of the farm workers are not showing up to work in California. This is exactly how you, documented, undocumented immigrants, and anybody who works alongside you all that supports you, this is how you show America exactly how much our economy depends on your hard efforts and work. Thank you so much for banding together to do this. It's about time that the rest of the people in the United States that are spoiled, rotten, rich understand that they're Only cheap fruit comes because of the fruit of your labors.
And food prices are about to soar because of it. We are going to get to a point where it's not going to be a case of can you find an orange? It's can you afford it if you do. Donald Trump has come into office thinking he can just do whatever he wants and the world will just respond to his whim. And instead, he is finding out the hard way and we're going to pay the price.
Family owned, over 4,000 acres of tomato farm across Florida and California. Yep. Sadly, his crops aren't looking too good. All those tomatoes rotting, you know. Nobody's there to pick the crops. And with Trump tariffs, well, he ain't got nothing left to do, y'all, but to mow that shit down. He gotta mow all that shit down. Yep. Ain't got nobody there to pick them goddamn crops. Do I feel bad? No. Because that's what he voted for. He voted for Trump. A Trumper. All that shit wasted. All those goddamn tomatoes gone to garbage. They wasted. All because of that vote for Trump.
Do you know where your fruits and vegetables come from? Over 1/3 of U.S. vegetables and also 3/4 of fruits and nuts are grown in California. Did you know that? Well, right now in California, because of all these ICE raids, 70% of workers are gone due to workers being afraid of the ICE raids. 70%. And in an article I was reading on The Guardian, someone in the business said, if 70% of your workers don't show up, 70% of your crop doesn't get picked and can go bad within one day. This is real, and it has a devastating impact on the entire United States. And according to the story, California farms generate $60 billion in agricultural sales every year. Even Trump had said at one point a couple weeks ago that our farmers are being hurt badly. They have very good workers. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be great. Okay. But then he turned around after he was going to supposedly protect farm workers and restaurant workers and said, no, we're going to continue raids on them too. And right now, there's been no policy to change anything. And you know, it's a ripple effect. So this is going to take maybe a couple more weeks, maybe a month, and we are really going to start to notice the prices are going to skyrocket for fruits and vegetables and nuts. And forget the GOP and the MAGA people who are going to say, oh, we'll get our stuff from other countries. No, you won't. And if you do, you're going to pay. And at the end of the day, what part of $60 billion in sales revenue did you not understand? So enjoy your avocados, your apples, your tomatoes, your lettuce, your corn, your watermelon, because in the coming weeks, you're either going to have none or they're going to cost so much money, a lot of people will just not be able to afford buying.
Policy decisions have consequences. I've said that before. And you might like what you get on the front end, but you might not like what you have to pay on the back end. See, farmers in Florida, especially tomato farmers, they're finding that out. There was a farmer interviewed on a Miami TV station, and he said that, you know, there's two policies he kind of agrees with. One is the immigration policy, right? He says, you know, I know we gotta do something about the borders, both north and south, but it's impacting my ability to keep staff because now a lot of my people don't show up for work. I mean, he understands that nearly half of the immigrant workforce that works on farms like his are undocumented. People are scared, both legal immigrants and undocumented immigrants. They're afraid to come to work. And he's been forced to try to hire people at a higher wage, which cuts into his profit margin, which is probably pretty slim to begin with, right? And then there's the tariff policy. See, Donald Trump's put tariffs on Mexican tomatoes. He's a tomato farmer, owns 4,000 acres in Florida and California. He said in Florida it's gotten so bad that he has to plow over fields of good tomatoes because he's got no one to pick them. And now that Mexico has been hit with this tariff on tomatoes, they're trying to get ahead of it and flooding the market with tomatoes right now. What do you think that does to the price of tomatoes in the United States? Drives it down. See, this farmer before, he was getting about $16 for a box of tomatoes. You know what he's getting now? $3 to $4. That's how much the market's collapsed. He needs about $10 to $11 just to break even. Think about the export side. So Canada's put a 25% tariff on watermelons coming from the United States. What do you think that means? Canadians might not want to pay the price. They're exporting a lot less watermelons. Farmers that are farming watermelons are feeling the pinch too. You see, you might like the policy. It might feel good on the front end. Yeah, we're closing the borders. Yeah, we're going to show them. We're going to put tariffs on them. But are you willing to pay the price on the back end? Some of you are. Some of you are really getting hurt by it. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. You might not like it.
It's so crazy, guys, that these farmers didn't actually expect that this was gonna happen to them. I know it's not all the farmers that actually voted for this new administration, but we can say about 98% of these farmers actually voted for this administration. The only thing is that they didn't vote to get what they're getting right now. They thought that these policies and, you know, the mass deportation of illegal immigrants was only going to affect illegal immigrants because at the end of the day, they'll be deported back in their countries. And they even forgot that these people are the ones that are actually making it possible for us to make this money. These people are the ones that are actually coming to pick our, our produce from the farm. These are the ones that are coming to pick our tomatoes, to pick our, fruits and all that. And, these videos has made me learn a lot about the United States of America. I swear, I thought they had like a machine that would come and pick crops from the farm. Can you imagine those people having to pick all those fruits that you get or see at your grocery store, all those tomatoes? It's so crazy, guys, that none of these farmers were like, you know what, we cannot go ahead and vote against our own self-best interest. But they voted the way they voted because the hatred they had towards the immigrants and they didn't want to see them in the country. You see how hate can really blind you, because these people, they just went out there to cast their vote for the people that work in their farms to be deported, and now they have to deal with rotten fruits, rotten tomatoes, and all those produce that you're actually seeing and people are actually complaining about. And another sad part about this is that you have someone who is actually working for you, who is helping you put that dollar in your pocket, and you're just gonna sit there comfortably and not even try to help them get the proper documentation for them to be working there legally. Or most of you are like, no, I cannot do that, because if I do that, then I have to pay them more than I am paying them right now when they're here illegally. And I think that is the thought that most people had in their mind, and that's why no one of them bothered to even get these people proper documentation for them to be living there legally. Because if they did that, you would not be losing as much as you're losing right now. If you did that and paid them the right amount that you should be paying, probably that would have saved you a lot of money. Now you're losing everything. You're losing all the produce that you had put so much money into, for people to work on that produce, for you to buy, those seeds, for you to plant, water, and everything that's needed to make it grow. Now all that, you are just sitting there seeing your fruits there. They are all ripe. They are all ready to go to the market. Your tomatoes all ripe, all ready to go to the market. But there is no one to pick them. And these same MAGA supporters that actually said that these people are taking away our jobs and we're going to work in these farms are nowhere to be seen. Because the other day I saw a video of this woman who is an Airbnb host, and she was creating a TikTok video, and I don't know what her thought was like. I don't know what she expected she was gonna find after making this video, because a guest checked into her Airbnb and she had the MAGA Trump flag like in her compound, and these guests instantly cancelled after 5 minutes of being there, and she checked out, and she was creating video and saying this is the reason as to why she cancelled, because she saw a Trump MAGA flag in the compound. And the crazy part about this is that this same MAGA that actually told people that they're gonna do these works that these immigrants have been doing over the years were still on the comment section saying that we are going to book your place, we're going to come and stay there, which we know it's a lie. They are not going to support you in any way. So you see, these people mixed business with politics, like it doesn't go well. And now these farmers, they just chose to vote against their own self-best interest because of the hatred towards the illegal immigrants. Because like, who did you think was gonna come and pick your fruits? Because who did you think was gonna come and work on your farms? Who did you think was gonna come and pick your fruits? It's so crazy that most of you just didn't look at the negative policies or the policies that are going to affect you in a negative way, but you only looked at the policies that are actually not affecting you or do not have any negative impact on you, the only positive ones, and you are okay with that. Because the only reason as to why we're seeing so many people coming online and complaining and crying of what's happening to them, it's only because it's hurting them. But if it's were other people that are actually experiencing this, they would not have any complaint. They would not complain or have any issue with the new administration. They would not have any issue with illegal immigrants being deported. But now we're seeing people coming out, even the president saying that we'll have to find a way of finding these people to come back in our country the right way for them to get education, because we cannot have the farmers suffering or them losing all this money because we don't have anyone to work in their farms. And I keep on asking this question, like, is America great? Again, for those of you who voted for a great America, is it great? Is the new administration making America great, or is it making America broke? I don't know. You all can tell me on the comment section, because you all know what you voted for, and I'm not sure if what you voted for is what you're getting, but I bet you voted for other people to go through this, and now that it's getting to you, you're not happy about this. Always remember that every time that you're casting your vote, it's not only for your best interest, but also for the best interest of the country and any other person that is living in that country. Because what's affecting someone else today might be the one that will be affecting you in some few years, in some few months, in some few decades to come. Because most of these issues that you are now facing right now are issues that most minorities have been facing in the United States of America. And Black Americans were warning people not to go on ahead and vote against their own self-best interests. But you still went on ahead and did that. It's quite sad that this is happening in America. We've been growing knowing that America is the greatest country that we have in the whole world. But now, with 2025, people are actually getting to learn a lot more that they didn't know about America, and people are struggling to find the greatness that it's always been told and talked and taught out there about America. Because with all these on social media, it's not like in the old days where we only had mainstream media and we could only see what they wanted us to see. Now with the social media, we can actually see what's going on in different parts of the world, and now people are actually getting to see America for what it is. I don't know what your thoughts are on the comment section, and I believe that these 4 years are gonna remain to be taught in the American schools history, so that whatever happened this 2024 election, should not be repeated, and people should not ignore any policies that these politicians have. Either it's affecting you or not affecting you. You have to be very careful when you're casting out your vote out there, or when you're supporting a certain politician, just because you like them and you don't like the other party, or you don't like the other person's color, or the ethnicity or something of this sort. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, and bye.